One trade can change everything.
Hello everybody, welcome to today's market update. We're going to do a very brief recap of what we talked about in yesterday's live stream and just take a look at like a couple zones that I'm particularly interested in taking a trade, right? And then in the meantime, you can see that we're putting in some degree of a smaller range. So first things first, if we go ahead and zoom out, you can see just how well respected this fib channel is, right? So our general channel being, between here and here, and then, this space being sort of the allotted deviation space, right? So if we go beyond that deviation, then the channel is lost. As you can see, when we lost it here, we had a massive move down. And then you can see here, upon reclaiming it, we have since moved back to the top of the range for then a short to the midline, right? And it also, we can see that some parts of it are coinciding along with the sideways channel that we've been in for a very, 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 very long time that I've talked about quite a bit. And we are seeing, price sort of consolidate just above that. And we've seen this before to some degree. This, of course, is a little bit extended. If we go to a daily, we can see that we actually had a swing failure pattern taking out these highs here. That's really not something that you want to see for continuation. But at the same time, it could be some degree of a bear trap, right? We know that BTC doesn't always play nice. And in this case, that would be a really nice trap to have set up. So a couple trades that I am looking for. Let's see if I have them on here. Yes. So, one being a short position from this naked point of control, basically back down to, the midline, top of the sideways channel, sort of that zone there. For this one, I would really want it to go up first. I would want to see, what I'm saying is I wouldn't want to see a retracement and then a move up and then I'll short it. I would prefer that we would have continuation to the upside, get to this point, and then, have kind of a breakdown, right? To me, that would be an ideal scenario. I would actually really, 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 really like that scenario. I think that would be great. So that would be, one trade that I'm looking for. Again, traded to the midline, to the top of the previous channel, and ultimately, the bottom of the upwards channel here. Again, taking a step back and just kind of looking at some of our Elliott wave. If we consider this, if we look at this as a, let's say, a, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, ABC, and that would mean that we're ultimately looking for another 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So if, right, given this new, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, where I'm looking, to go up to somewhere in this 30K mark, if that is the case, we would be looking for then, if this were wave 1, then we're then looking for a wave 2 retracement, which I would look to the 0.5 or the 618, right? So here, I'll go ahead and we'll just clean this up a little bit. I'll get rid of this stuff here, and we're going to bring this back up here. So you guys get the idea, right? Basically, I would look for price to get to this, the 0.5 or the 618 zone, where then I would look for, a long, where I would expect to then take out this high. Right? Now, we do have quite a bit of confluence in this zone. We do have a nice H4 order block. There is this daily fair value gap that could get filled that would bring us down here, right? This gray box. And then, of course, we have the bottom of this upwards channel. So there's a lot of really nice sort of confluence with this area that if from here we were to get some kind of a breakdown and get to this zone, it would look good for then, a long position for a move up, right? And then of course, if we were to get this move up here, we would then have to redraw our fibs for then a move down. But I would still look for, the bottom of this channel and then, continuation to the upside, right? So those are kind of the couple scenarios I'm looking for. Ultimately, if you want to break it down to its most simple form, I'm range trading, right? I'm looking to short up here and I'm looking to long somewhere down here. Of course, our channel does sort of end in this zone here, but I would look for more of the deviation a little bit lower and a little bit higher in this case here, right? And then in the meantime, if we go to a lower time frame, I simply keep this fixed range. I keep this fixed range volume profile on the chart. And what I've been doing on BTC is, just simply shorting the top and longing the bottom, right, repeatedly. Shorting the value area high and longing the value area low, just for some scalps, taking profit either at the top of this previous channel, at the point of control, just sort of along the way. That's loosely what I've been doing, is just some scalps here and there. Yesterday I was anticipating more of a breakdown, hence the title of the live stream. I said retracement is likely incoming, and we did get that retracement down. It was even more pronounced in ETH, which is what I was actually trading at the time. I shorted the back test of the top of the channel here, and I traded it. I front ran the midline with my TP, so I actually virtually hit it to the dollar. And then since we've gained acceptance back in here, I've just been longing this for scalps, basically kind of back up to this level. That's really it. So there really hasn't been a whole lot of action. Now with ETH, falling in line with BTC taking that new high, or getting the low. Some of the trades I'm looking for on ETH, I do think that there's quite a bit of confluence in this area for a short. If we were to reach this area, I would look for some degree of a rejection and then look to trade that back down to the value area low. On the other hand, if we were to hit the bottom of the channel again, say when and if we get that retracement with BTC, I would look to, long down here as well. And you can see we have this really nice trend line that does have some, could have some nice confluence on it. Eventually, when this extends out here and if price is still ranging here and it comes down, we're also then on the trend line, and either we would break up or we would break down through it. So I do think that there is a timeline on this range that will eventually, we'll see some kind of a break. In the meantime, I'm sort of just trading it back and forth as well. So those are the areas of interest for me. We still do have that. We still have the fib extension zone here, and we just barely hit it. Someone in the Discord recently said, hey, would you still take this short from up here? And I said I'm actually less interested, because for me this was going to be that short, where we got this move down to the H12 order block down here. I don't have it shown on the chart, but you guys know we had that H12 order block here. I was looking for it to come up to here and then basically trade it down to here, and instead price didn't actually have the strength to make it that high, so we ended up taking these trades. I think actually we ended up entering them here, here, and here for 3 compounds, and then traded it all the way down to the order block for like a 2,000% gain or something crazy like that. So at this point, I really am less interested in it. I don't want to say I'm surprised, but I really wasn't expecting a swing failure on the daily taking out these highs for then, some degree of a retracement. And then now, ETH is basically putting in kind of a bear flag. So like, it doesn't look great. And even like the ETH BTC chart is at a very pivotal moment where if it does not bounce here, it could really break down pretty hard. So that is just worth keeping in mind. But ultimately, like I said, sort of this zone I'm interested in taking a short, this zone I'm interested in longing. And I'm going to take it level by level here. I would more so favor a breakdown, but I wouldn't be surprised if, like I pointed out on BTC, I would not be surprised if BTC took the high one more time before then having that breakdown that I would like to see and actually long. Okay. So we'll go ahead and wrap it up there. If you guys have any questions, feel free to ask in the Discord. Otherwise, enjoy the rest of your day and stay tuned for a live stream tomorrow morning.